Welcome back. It is 15:02. In the last one, we had Isla have her coming out ball. She met all the guys, and so far she likes Edom the best, even though she wants to break up with him. We also lost Percival, which was really sad. And all the kids have just been working on their aspirations and everything. Siobhan has been really doing a good job being the Viscountess. This year, we are going to lose Prince Arthur. And then we have our 2 birthdays, which I'm really nervous about because the dice were not kind to me last year, but let's try it. So Eleanor can't get a 2, 4, or a 6. Okay, Eleanor, survive. Oh, she did. Okay. And then Cassandra can't get a 7 or a 13. Cassandra, don't do this. Okay, she survived. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Okay. And then for marriages, now we have a 1 through 5 is never get married. So will she marry? Come on, Cassandra, come on. Okay, she will. She will. And then 1 through 9 is number of pregnancies on a D10, and 10 is no babies. 8 children. Oh, Cassandra, you are living the dream. Okay, so Cassandra Larkin with an 8. Oh, I'm so happy for her. Okay, so this is good. She's the only one on here with a number. Okay, so this is good. This is good. And then let's see who else is having a birthday this year. I have to change this to 1502, which changes my math. Okay, Leonard Peacock is aging up, as is... Aren't Esther and Edom already teenagers? They must be becoming young adults. I must have not changed this. Okay. All right. And then Serdic is becoming a teen, which is fine because him and Cassandra have the same birthday. And then we have some people becoming adults. Ingleaf is becoming a child. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. Serdic is aging up, and as are some of the other teenagers. So I think we'll be good there. I'm so happy they both survived. Okay, let's hop into the game. So we're going to do things a little bit in reverse order today because all of the birthdays that we're having are happening later on in the year. So I thought that since I did have a little bit of an update on an outside family that I wanted to give you, we would do that at the beginning. But first, I did want to get a portrait of Mortimer done. I wanted him to have a portrait so that we could put it in the basement in the, I don't know what the word would be. I don't think it would be catacombs, but like, in the little area where we have the graves and stuff, I thought that it would be good to have like a portrait of whoever the patriarch or matriarch is at the time down there. So that's what we're going to do with him. We're also going to buy an estate for for Isla as her dowry. So we're going to give her that is her dowry, and she is going to, we're probably going to add more money than just 100,000 to it, but I did want to give that to her so that she could start improving it, so that when she does move out, that she is able to use that as her dowry. Anyway, so that is how we're going to start, and then we're going to head out. So just as an update for the outside households, we know that we had Alice Dakra, who was very much not enjoying her marriage anymore. She kind of realized that Bendix was, tricking her and all of this stuff where she was, maybe even under the influence of some magic to marry him, but she realizes that all he wanted was to get revenge on her brother and her family, and that he's pretty satisfied now, right? Like the Dakra family has really fallen from grace, especially with the whole pretender situation and now all of that stuff. So finding out, like, having them kind of hit rock bottom there, Alice is realizing now that her husband isn't kind of, making all this effort to keep her, that he actually doesn't really like her that much, and it's kind of a bummer. So she has gone to her family for help, but unfortunately they would not help her, and so she instead has gone to the king, and because he's the only one, higher than her brother now, the Earl, who can help her. And so she comes here and she basically, demands an audience with the king, even though she wouldn't be able to just do that. But she like rushes in and she's like, hey, like, really, like, you have to understand that, like, my marriage is a farce, blah, blah, blah. And the king is like, this is so not my problem. You know, like he is just like, this is not my problem. So she's like, I'll do anything, like blah blah blah. And the queen comes in and is furious, right? Queen Elizabeth. She's like, what are you doing? Like, why have you accosted my husband? And, you know, she's feeling flirty. So I'm thinking that maybe she was, you know, making some offers here, like, get me out of this marriage. But of course, the queen is not happy about that. And the king and queen at this time are pretty notorious for being super in love with each other and very loyal to each other and everything. Like, there's no rumors about legitimate children or any of that stuff. And so, because of all of that, you know, the queen basically is ousting Alice from high society. They get into an altercation, and then the queen basically says, like, you're done, like, you're never going to be able to go into society again. Like, you know, she's in a really bad spot. So, meanwhile, Arthur is blowing bubbles with his wife, and he dies of the sweating sickness, which is what he did die of. But, so yeah, anyway, Alice's life is getting really bad, but it's going to continue to get bad next year. So yeah, I figured I'd kill Arthur while I was here. So yes, Arthur did pass away from the sweating sickness, even though he was just married and all of that. It's very, very sad for Catherine here, because maybe she would have had a good life with Arthur. We don't know. Instead, she's going to be like murdered by her next husband. So that is a huge bummer for her. Anyway, now we're going to head out. I'm terrible. I mean, it's true. It's history. Like, people really did that. Like, that really happened. So we're going to head back to our house. Now, a little recap for our house is that, also, I'm trying to save the pictures for everyone every year now, even though the ones that aren't in our household, because, like, I might need them later. So I'm just going to find a way to save them by including them in our yearly recaps or something. But anyway, so Siobhan is pregnant. So she is pregnant. We are going to have another child, which is just wild, right? That, and you know, who knows? If it's a boy, like, that could definitely be a reason for Siobhan to try to do something to get rid of Gabriel and Tobias. We don't know. So anyway, yes, an update in our household. And then we have Isla, who definitely likes Edom better than she likes Heath, but even so, her mom is going to insist that she does at least try with Heath to, you know, her mom wants her to be with Heath, so she's going to have her kind of, you know, go on a chaperoned date with him and all of that stuff. So that is where they're going with that, is that, we're still not completely decided on which boy she's going to end up with. So obviously Edom, like, immediately likes her, and all of that. But anyway, so we are also going to be working on everyone's aspirations and everyone's skills and all of that stuff. So the boys are working on the mental aspiration, which they are really pretty close to. They just have to craft the potions and make sure they're getting an A in school. And so after all of that, they'll be all set. So they're feeling good about that. We have Isla almost done with the truly accomplished aspiration. She just has to read some books, which for some reason is so hard in this game. Like, they just do not want to read books, or they read books forever and it never, like, checks off the box. It's just so weird. But anyway, so there is that. And then we're going to have that date right now. Later on in the video, we'll have Cassandra and Eleanor's birthdays, so we'll follow up with them. But for right now, I am going to have them have their date at the church, because we have been spending a lot of times at the Von Haunt estate, so I figured it might be better to try something different. So there is that, and we are going to head out to the date at the church. It's a little more proper, you know, so there we go on that. And then we have Heath here with Siobhan, of course, as the chaperone. And so I'm going to have them, I guess, go to the, like, actual church part down in the basement. It has, like, a little, like, altar and stuff. I don't really know. But anyway, so they are going to come down here and chat with each other and have a good time. Siobhan is very invested in making sure this happens. Of course, she wants her daughter to be a marchioness and all of that, but we'll see where that goes. So they are going to just continue here and, you know, be flirting with each other and all this stuff. Of course, Siobhan keeps like getting in the conversation because she would never, you know, want her daughter to do anything improper, although she probably wouldn't mind if her daughter was improper with Heath, because then they would have to get married. But anyway, so they are continuing to flirt and it's going really well. He's feeling flirty, she's feeling confident. Things are just, you know, they find each other attractive. It's just going pretty well. He was definitely someone that she was interested in, even though maybe they don't have as good compatibility and stuff as she did with Edom. But she had a crush on Edom, right? But she also got a crush on Heath here. So now that she has a crush on him too, it's kind of very similar circumstances. The only thing that's missing is the compatibility. So I think that they're pretty neck and neck here. Although I did see there that, like, you know, I really wish that the Sims wouldn't autonomously propose to each other, because I have to keep like Xing out of it. Like, no, you're not going to do that because that's not what we're doing right now. But anyway, so we are going to end the date here. So the date went really well, and they are just going to head out here. And then we are going to go back home, and we'll see how close we are to some of the birthdays here. And I'm really excited to see Cassandra as a teenager. I think that she's going to be gorgeous, of course, just like her mom and her dad, obviously. And I'm excited. I really am. So we are going to just do this really quickly, and then we'll have them chatting, probably kind of rehashing the date and seeing how things are going. Just kind of, you know, Siobhan kind of telling Isla, look, I really want you to consider Heath very strongly. I'm insisting on it. So her mother just kind of making sure she is going down the path that she wants her to go down. So there is that. And so I'm just going to have them continue here. And Mortimer earned another raise. Good for him. We are so rich, but once we give all of these kids estates, we won't have any money left. So there is that. But anyway, so not Siobhan. I keep wanting to call Isla Siobhan, and I don't know why, but it's just the way it is, I guess. But yeah, so I really honestly I haven't decorated their bedrooms or anything, but I'm just having them continue on. It is Thursday night, so when Friday comes, we will age up Cassandra, and we'll see what she looks like, and we will start there. So there we go. Oh, look, she doesn't have anything left to learn though, Mortimer. You don't have to do this, but that's okay. So we are just waiting for the night to be over. The boys have completed their homework. Well, all the kids have completed their homework. And so I was just checking here. I am having such a hard time because the game keeps having, what's the word? Like, it keeps changing the last names of the married couples. Like, for example, in the royal family, I did like first name Queen, last name Elizabeth. Because, like, I mean, they have a last name technically, but it's not really a last name, I guess. But it is, but you know what I mean? I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say. But anyway, so because of that, I just wanted to make it so that that wasn't the case where the last names are getting synced, because then it was like Queen Henry the 7th. It's like, no, that's not what I wanted. So anyway, moving along, we are going to bake the birthday cake for Cassandra and enjoy that. Here we go. Oh, you want to make another enemy. This kid wants to make another enemy. This kid. So yeah, that's where we're at. And we are going to just have all of our children be bad, I guess, still. Come on, Tobias. Really? But anyway, I'm just checking around the list here, trying to see some of the people. But we're going to then just have the birthday part of this. Now, Cassandra doesn't need to have an event where she like meets all of the guys or anything, because she's already, what are you two kissing while your daughter's blowing out the birthday cake? But she doesn't need to have that because she is, she is already engaged. Like, they already arranged a marriage for her, so there is no reason for her to have to, like, meet all the guys and everything. But anyway, so here she is. I think she looks adorable. And we're going to give her a makeover in just a second once everybody has their cake, and then we'll head into it. So the only thing is, though, is that I do have to cut out parts of the makeover, because as it turns out, some of the CC I've downloaded, for some reason, there's this dress that I do end up putting her in, but I'm going to give her same teeth that she had as a child. I think that's cute. But anyway, I have to cut out part of this because some of the CC has like little, exposing on the top, and put in details that are not okay for, less than 18 plus content. So that is why I did have to cut out part of this, because I didn't even realize that was there until I put it on her, and then I was like, oh my gosh, don't look. So yes, I'll show you her when she's done. So here she is in her new dress. I'm just adding in the part that will cover her up, and there she is. So she is looking good, and this is the dress that I put her in. It's kind of like something that you mix and match using accessories. Like, the accessories have like the different sleeves and stuff, and so that's kind of a fun way to make an outfit, I think. So there is that, and yes, you need this top part. Anyway, so we are just going to finish up with her outfits. I did pick a different outfit for her formal wear, which we'll see in just a second. I'm just trying to take off some of this. Then we'll change like her hairstyles for different outfits. I don't know. My Sims get a little bit more special attention, right? Like, my Sims should have special attention. So here she is in her frilly bow outfit. So there it is. She looks great in it, and I gave her the cool hairstyle and the little hat and just everything to try and be sort of more time appropriate. I think that's something that's been hard for me, is to like pick outfits that I don't like because it's time period appropriate. I'm like, oh, that's so ugly, and it's like, yeah, but that's what they wore. So I really do have to sometimes just let them look silly. But anyway, it is now Easter, and we are going to, so I sent Cassandra to go be presented to the queen. She does fine. She doesn't do good or bad, just like average. And then we are going to have the Easter festivities. So what we're going to do is I'm going to send Siobhan to make the grand meal. Meanwhile, people are going to practice singing, look for eggs. I know that that's not really something that is accurate, but I thought that it would be fun still to just include it, and it's a good way to like get some cool decor items, the eggs. So anyway, we are going to have everyone do that, and then we'll wait for the kids to get home so that they can do that as well. And yeah, so we are just going to have a little Easter event. I'm going to invite over Club 2. So that will include Heath and his family and stuff. And so some more of the newer Sims will be over our house. There are a couple of, so I'm trying not to add new families if I'm not going to use them. And I realize now that like I added the Gamal family in, I haven't really used them that much. So I am trying to make a plan for them. I also do like that they're spellcasters. I think I want Gabriel to marry a spellcaster. That's my thing, is I think that that's what I want, because I do want to get the new pack. I still haven't gotten the jewelry making pack, but I do want to get it and have that kind of be Gabriel's thing, because I think that Mortimer is going to make sure that each of his children has like something that they're doing, and we made a list together for that. But I think that what I'm trying to say is that I think that with the jewelry making, having a spellcaster be the one to teach him that you can like charge the gems and stuff would be a really fun like story part of it. Not just that like he randomly figures that out. Like, how would he figure that out? So yeah, I'm thinking that we might have him marry, or maybe even just date and then have an issue with a spellcaster. Anyway, so Heath just proposed to Isla, and I don't want him to propose right now. So I'm going to say that they have started talking potentially about marriage, so that they're having this conversation where they're like, oh, well, it's going well, it could go somewhere. And even though she does like Edom too, that it's going somewhere. And so they are having these talks about, they are obviously courting with the intent to get married. And so we are going to just have everyone have a grand meal. We're going to keep doing the Easter things. And then I don't know why I can't get Sims over to my house, so I'm going to have to use the teleporter, but whatever. So I wanted Kennedy, who is Heath's twin, to come here. His mom is here, but his twin isn't. His dad is here too. But yeah, so I wanted Kennedy to come because I feel like, the description said that Heath and Kennedy were very close, and I really do think that Kennedy would kind of be overprotective of her brother and like want him to choose someone that's good and kind and all of that stuff. And so I think that she's probably heard rumors about Siobhan and like how the family, her in-laws wouldn't take her in and all this stuff. And so I think that probably Kennedy is thinking that maybe Isla is not a good choice for her brother because of her family and her family's reputation and everything. And so I'm going to have Kennedy kind of come up to Isla and be like, look, like, I don't think you're good enough for my brother, and I'm going to insist to him that he does not marry you. And she obviously has a lot of weight because it's not like Isla and Heath are like in true deep love or anything yet. They're just getting to know each other. They obviously feel like they could get married and they would be potentially a good option because she is the daughter of an earl. But obviously his sister's word would hold more weight to him than a stranger a person who was a stranger until very recently. So especially with all of the stuff that's going on with their family, like we know that his father is having some mental difficulties. He's erratic. He's they moved to get away from the potential of people finding out. Oh, this is where my mouse battery died and I had to go replace it. Anyway, so yeah, because of all of, they're keeping a family secret that their father is not doing too well. And that's really interesting because we know, like, I mean, if you've watched Queen Charlotte, you know that, like, it's kind of similar what was going on with King George is that, the family wants to kind of keep that there's a problem hidden. And so, with Siobhan having the reputation that she has, Kennedy is going to kind of insist to Heath, like, hey, I don't think that they are going to be the type of people who are going to be able to protect our family. And I don't think that they're going to be loyal to our family. And I think that it might be an issue it might become an issue. And so I think that Heath would take that really seriously. And so, yes, much like, I guess, in Bridgerton season 2, Kennedy will be blocking her brother's way here, like Kate blocked Edwina's. But there's not going to be like a storyline where Isla and Kennedy fall in love, but I do think that Kennedy is going to be the gatekeeper of her brother. So if Isla wants to really marry Heath and not eat him and whatever, then she is going to have to really figure out how to get on Kennedy's good side. So that's what's going on there. We are continuing to have everyone do their Easter thing, and except it's like over. It's like almost over. We do not have time to do anything else for Easter. So if you didn't finish it, you didn't finish it. But oh well. So I think only like a couple. I think like only the teenagers, girls, didn't finish it. But yeah. So then it is now Saturday. So we're gonna have Eleanor's birthday. So Eleanor is going to age up and she's going to become a child, and we're going to see what she looks like. I'm really excited about that. And we are just going there. And so we're going to have her cake. And we also want Cassandra to start working on her skills. And actually, it looks like singing does count, but not counting for playing an instrument. Like it counts for get something to level 5, but it doesn't count for play an instrument for 5 hours. But I think that it would be fun to get her to singing level 5. We don't usually do something like that. So I'm going to do that for her. And then also I want to see for her and Siobhan, like whether or not they would get along or what. So I am going to do a new first impression on them. So I'm going to give Siobhan the opportunity to have a first impression of Cassandra and vice versa. And they actually get good first impressions of each other. So I like that. I think that Siobhan is not threatened by Cassandra. One, because Cassandra is already engaged. And so I think that, and also a marquis is higher than an earl. So I think that she's like, well, my daughter's going to be a marchioness, not a countess. And so she already doesn't really see Cassandra as competition for Isla. She's not really worried about that. And Cassandra is such a good girl. Like she really is such a good girl. And I think that, she's just very lovable. And I think that Siobhan, would help her to become, someone who can be a countess and, isn't going to really hold anything against her. The girls aren't really, if Cassandra wasn't already engaged, it could be a problem, right? Because it could be a problem for Isla. But Cassandra is already engaged. And also, we'll have to see. I'm so curious. So I never even checked. So I roll a couple times for Eleanor. I roll 3 times and I pick the one I like. So I picked hot-headed for Eleanor. I just liked that better than animal enthusiast. But anyway, so I am really interested to see what Siobhan is going to have. So I mean, obviously I know now what she has, but when you think about it, like if the girls in the family are not competition, the potential is that if Siobhan can have a son, then would that make her think, negative and or evil and or cunning thoughts about the boys, right? Because then her son could inherit. Even if just one of our boys died, it would mean that her son could inherit a title, because Mortimer has 2. So I'm just saying. Anyway, so here is Eleanor. She is such a cutie. I am going to give her some skin details as well. Oh my gosh, I just love her. She's so, just like, I really feel like our kids are just so cute. I mean, their parents, you saw them. Of course their kids are cute. So anyway, I'm going to choose actually this one. So she's just got a few like freckles and stuff. Honestly, I don't know what to do. I want a sim in our house to like have vitiligo or have more birthmarks and stuff, but like, is it weird to have every single kid have a different skin details? Like, is that really genetically possible? I guess it could be, but it's not really. So anyway, I'm going to give her this dress, and then we're going to give her a nicer outfit for her formal wear here. Look at how cute she is. And yeah, so that's her, and she is so sweet. And well, she's not sweet because she's hot-headed. But when we think about like some of the things on our list that we had made that could be fun for her to do, let's see, what do we have left? So I definitely want Gabriel to be the one who has the jewelry making and stuff. And then I'm thinking that Tobias, he's a geek, right? So like, I don't know. Cassandra, I think, will start a charity. She's good. I feel like the game decided that for us. And so we have diplomat, church, knight, and arts, like a patron. So Tobias is a geek. I guess he could be a diplomat. I don't know. We'll have to see what the other kids roll. But we do have Eleanor as hot-headed. So you know what? It might be fun to either have her be a knight or a diplomat. I think maybe she should be a knight if she's hot-headed. But, okay, yeah, because I feel like hot-headed wouldn't be a good trait for a diplomat. I don't know. I'm getting knight vibes from her now. So we'll see. Maybe we will have a daughter that turns into a knight like her father. And we just finished the aspiration for Siobhan. And then we're just waiting for the day to be over because the day is going to, we know that the baby is going to be born at like 9 p.m. So the baby's going to be born, and then we're going to wrap it up after the baby is born. So that's why I'm just kind of waiting for the day to be over. She got to level 5 of singing. She's going to play the piano a little bit. Everyone is just chatting, having a good time. Isla is feeling a little nervous now that Kennedy has basically blocked her way to Heath, although Isla really does like Edom as well, so I don't think she would be too bummed if she married Edom. I think she just doesn't know how to tell her mom that, and she already wants to break up with Edom, so I think that I don't know. I don't know what she's thinking. She wants to break up with him. So there is that. And like I said, we have Siobhan, who is getting to know Cassandra as a, teenager a little bit better. I think that she is going to be a good mother to Cassandra. I don't think Siobhan would Siobhan's not mean to be mean. I think Siobhan is cunning, and I think that she will do whatever benefits her the most, but being mean to Cassandra doesn't do anything for her. Like, Cassandra is not a threat to her daughter. Cassandra is not a threat to the baby that she is going to have. Like, she doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason for her to be mean to Cassandra. So we shall see. Also, it's taking forever for this baby to be born, so I'm just going to skip ahead. And it turns out that our child is a boy. It's a boy. So that actually makes for a much interesting much more interesting story than if it was a girl. We're going to name him Lionel. He does survive. She survives. Everything is going well there. And, you know, she's feeling good. This might be a problem for Gabriel and Tobias, but she is definitely excited that she has had a son. That is a really big deal. And, I mean, who knows? Maybe Mortimer will get a third title and be able to pass it on to her son. I don't think we're going to do any more titles for Mortimer, but I can definitely see Gabriel, like, with his friendly rivalry thing going on with Henry VIII, that he might be able to get another title, but we'll see where that goes. And I'm just going to age up some people, give some birthdays. Let me read them out. We had Eleanor Larkin become a child, Cassandra Larkin become a teen, Prince Arthur died, Leonard Peacock became a young adult, Esther Knight became a young adult, Edom Knight became a young adult, Serdic Beza became a teenager, Ingleaf Gamal became a child, and we had little Lionel Larkin was born. So those are all the birthdays that happened this year. I am so excited to keep going with their love lives and stuff. Do not think that just because Cassandra has an arranged marriage that things are going to be easy for her, because they're not. Sorry, Cassandra. I love you, but you know I love drama more. So don't think that Cassandra's story is going to be boring, because I have a plan for her. And also, like I said, keep letting me know what you think about different pairings, different options, different ideas. I am trying to record a bit ahead. This video is, I think I'm about a week ahead now. So if you do have ideas, maybe like for the future, things that wouldn't happen like in the next 3 years when you're giving me ideas. Just because, like I said, my work gets a little busy, and then also my work is supposed to get more busy come September. I know that's a really far way away, but it means that I'm going to be twice as busy as I am right now. Like, I'm going to have 2 busy weeks instead of 1 busy week. So because of that, I do want to try to record ahead in order to keep getting out 4 videos a week. That might not be feasible. We'll have to see where we go from there, whether or not we'll have to like come down in the number of videos, but that's not going to be a problem for us until September. But hopefully if I can just get far enough ahead that it won't be that much of an issue. So all that to say, I will catch you in the next one.